Hi there and welcome back to English Lessons with Inlingua Vancouver. I'm Tash and today we're going to talk about splitting infinitives. So first of all, what is an infinitive? Do you know? An infinitive is a verb with the word to in front of it. We use them all the time in English. To split means to separate those two words, to and a verb. If we pull them apart and put other words in between to and the verb, then it is called splitting an infinitive. And usually better not to split an infinitive. So let's have a look at some examples. Infinitive, to run, to swim, to jump, all very common verbs. You will have heard these used all the time. If we use a non-split infinitive, we can add extra information after the infinitive. To run quickly, to swim eagerly, to jump determinedly. So we have added adverbs to give more information, but we have kept our pairs of words together, our infinitive. But if we split the infinitive, we have a word in the middle, to quickly run, to eagerly swim, to determinedly jump. It's usually better not to split an infinitive, but sometimes we want to. So let's talk about different situations. Here is a weak sentence. It is usually better to not split infinitives, which is what I've been telling you. To and split, that's my verb, my infinitive together. For a better sentence, it's usually better not to split infinitives. You can see all I've done is turn those two words around to keep my infinitive together. Here is a correct sentence. I want you to study the material for the test. I want you to study. To and my verb together is the infinitive. If I want to emphasize something, that is a good case of when to use a split infinitive. We can put a word in the middle and then it makes it emphasized, more dramatic. I want you to thoroughly study for the test. So in the situation of wanting to emphasize, it's totally acceptable to split an infinitive. Sometimes our sentences can get really confusing when we split an infinitive, and we have to think carefully about our sentence structure. Here is a confusing sentence. I'm going to move out the way so we can look at it together. I want you to thoroughly and deliberately, without cutting any corners or making any excuses, study for the test. As you can see, to and study are really separated, which makes this sentence complicated. It's a little confusing. To clean up this sentence, we have to rearrange it a little bit, to reorganize our clauses. So, having a look at it, we've got a comma here, and a comma here, so that's a clause, right? Without cutting any corners or making any excuses. We've got that isolated with commas. That helps us know what we can move. So let's look at my rearranged, clearer sentence. I want you to thoroughly and deliberately study for the test without cutting any corners or making excuses. So we still have the split infinitive, to study, to thoroughly and deliberately study. Now, these words here are emphasized, but because we have kept it shorter, it's still clear in meaning. So we have taken this clause and put it on the end and cleared up our meaning, made our sentence less confusing. So, if possible, don't split your infinitives. If you need to add emphasis or to clear up the meaning of a sentence, then make sure you really think about the order of your clauses and try to keep the verb and the to as close together as possible. So, that's how to and to not split infinitives, and I will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.